I make these Linzer cookies every year, so let me show you how I do it. Okay, so today we're making one of my favorite Christmas cookies, Linzer cookies. I specifically love this recipe because the cookies are soft, they're beautiful, they're just absolutely perfect. And I love putting them in my little like cookie tray basket thing, cookie plate, cookie platter that I give to people during the holidays. So let's just get right into what we need, okay? We got no time to waste. So we're using all-purpose flour, almond flour, some egg yolks. I'm also using powdered sugar that I've sifted. This is for the sugar in the dough. Where typically you see granulated sugar, we're gonna be using powdered sugar for this. It helps just make a lighter, softer cookie. I'm also using, obviously, butter, a little bit of lemon juice. This plays really well with the almond flour, so we're using this. Also, for the dough to give it a little holiday spice, we are doing allspice and cinnamon. Technically, my recipe calls for vanilla bean paste, but I don't have any today, so I'm just using vanilla extract. If you have vanilla bean paste though, use that. One, it has a richer flavor, but also they have like those cute little vanilla bean specks in them that adds just a little pizzazz to your cookie, okay? I'm also using raspberry preserves. I used to use the seedless version, but honestly, it's just, I feel like it's not as good. I like this better, so this is the raspberry one. You could also do apricot. You could do like orange marmalade. Do whatever makes you glad. I like this specifically for Christmas cookies, but again, your cookies, your choice, okay? So I have Christmas specific Linzer cutouts. I will link them below if you want them. So they have like the little bottom, and then this one comes with, it's a little Christmas tree. We got a snowflake, we got an angel, a snowman, a gingerbread. It's super cute. If you don't want to go through the hassle of buying them, you could also use the trick of doing a normal little cookie cutter guy, and then you can use like a piping tip or just anything else to cut out your tops, right? So that's all that you need, okay? Nothing crazy. It looks harder than it actually is, so let's just start making the dough. Mix together both types of flour with the cinnamon, allspice, and salt, and then set that aside. Next, you're going to cream the butter until it becomes fluffy. This will take a few minutes. Then add the powdered sugar and start the mixer on low so you don't make a huge mess. Once combined, add the eggs, vanilla, and lemon juice and let that whip together. Just make sure you scrape down the sides occasionally. Okay, now that we've creamed all of that together, we're gonna start adding the dry ingredients that we mixed together before. You're gonna wanna do this in stages because if you dump it all in and then you turn your mixer on, it's gonna be a mess, okay? And we don't want a mess. So I'm gonna do it in like 3 different stages, and then I'll start the mixer on its lowest setting and kind of work my way up so that we don't have it flying everywhere, okay? That's it. I like to use a smaller bowl just to scoop the dry ingredients. Add that in and then turn the mixer on low and work your way up. Scrape down the sides occasionally and then keep doing this until all the flour is incorporated. Okay, now that that's done, we're gonna have like a slightly sticky, but also kind of crumbly, it's funny, dough. Okay, and now the next thing that we're going to do is wrap the dough in plastic wrap, and then we're gonna stick it in the fridge. You wanna have it in the fridge for at least an hour. You can go up to overnight. Really, whatever works with your schedule is kind of what you wanna do here. So when I used to make these, I would divide the dough now into 2 just to make rolling it out a little bit later easier. But really, you could just stick it all right now in the fridge and then divide it later. So I'm gonna get my dough and I'm literally just gonna pour it out, bing, right onto there. Okay, so this is our dough now. She's gonna go sit in the fridge for at least an hour, but again, up to overnight, whatever you want. I will return when she's ready and we can cut out our cookies. In the meantime, if you are going to make the cookies today, you can preheat your oven now to 350 degrees. Once the dough has chilled for at least an hour, you can cut it in half, leave the one you're not using in the fridge, and then add the other one in between 2 pieces of parchment and roll that out until it's about 1/4 of an inch thick. Now I dip my cookie cutters in some flour and cut out my shapes. Some will stay in the dough and others will pop out like this. The bottoms are easy, but if the top comes out, just work slowly to pop it out of the cutter. It can get a little annoying, but just be patient. Also, work quickly as once the dough gets warm, it's a nightmare, but it's very forgiving, so you can always rechill it. Okay, so now that these ones are cut out, I'm actually going to put them back into the fridge only for like 15 minutes. I just want them to firm up a little bit so that when I put them in the oven, they don't just like disintegrate, right? I want them to keep their shape. So just pop them back in the fridge just for a few minutes and then we'll put them in the oven. Also now during this time, I'm gonna get all the little pieces of the dough that we did not use and we're gonna reuse them. So I'm gonna shape them back into a little ball and put it back into the fridge because now this dough is way too soft for me to actually work with and cut it out, etc., etc., etc. That's why you have to move kind of fast with these. But I'm gonna make them into a little ball, pop them in the fridge. While they're in the fridge, I can cut out the other half that is currently chilling in the fridge. You know? So it's a lot of like moving, grooving, boom, boom, boom. but it's worth it in the end. Okay, so you literally just take all of the dough that you didn't use any of the scraps, put them back together into a cute little ball, wrap it up in some plastic wrap, and then stick it in the fridge for it to chill again. Also, I did want to mention that this cookie is very good for freezing. If you want to save yourself from the madness of making 400 cookies at once, if you like making little cookie trays or platters or whatever for people. So what you would do in that is you would roll them out, cut them out into shapes, put them on a cookie tray, with parchment paper obviously, stick them in the freezer just like that for like a few hours or until they're pretty firm, and then you would take them all, put them in their parchment paper and stick them in a Ziploc bag. Then you would just keep them in the freezer until you need them. So I tend to do that. I have a bunch of different Christmas cookies in the freezer, and then as I make a platter, then I'll pop out however many I need for that platter so that they're fresh, okay? And it saves me all the trouble. Woo! I love it. So that's actually what I'm going to do with this one. I'm going to just freeze it so that it's ready in a couple weeks. These cookies baked in the oven for 9 minutes. Now that they've cooled, you can dust powdered sugar over the tops, then add a bit of raspberry preserves to the bottoms and sandwich them together. Aren't they beautiful? Okay, so those are Linzer cookies. So they're super easy, but the difficult part, like as you could see, is that you have to move relatively quickly with the dough so that it doesn't get too warm, because then it can make the cutouts really annoying. So just keep the ones you're not using in the fridge and keep rotating it like that and you'll be good to go. But come on, aren't they worth it? Stop it. Look at these. Ooh, she's so cute. Ready? This shit is so good. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.